Hey, I'm back for the start of another vlog compilation. It is Friday, January 20th. I'm Two Martini Stitcher here on here on Flosstube and Instagram. And this year I'm trying out something new where I just do these quick little vlog updates every few days and then smash them all together and call it a Flosstube episode. We'll see how it goes. So it's Friday, January 20th. It's a marathon weekend, 24 hours of cross stitch marathon weekend, which I've never actually done a full 24 hours. Maybe someday. We just usually have family stuff going on the weekend, so that doesn't happen. But I don't think we have a whole lot on the schedule this weekend, so maybe I'll try to just get as much stitching done as I can. Probably won't track my time. But I wanted to pop in and show what I've been working on the past couple days before we head into the weekend. It's actually I can see blue sky here in Seattle in January. It's very exciting. Can you tell? It's giving me lots of energy. All right. So I think I last checked in on Tuesday, and I was working on winter stitching, which was my second medium project whip go call. This is in cross stitching from February 2021. It's a Barbara Anna piece, and I had worked on it one day, and I was going to work on it again Tuesday night, and then it's going to get 2 days next week. I'll get Monday and Tuesday of next week. So the way I'm working, just for a quick recap, the way I'm working my stitching this year, we'll see how far I get. I always have big goals, big plans in January. We'll see if I make it past March with these plans. Is I'm using WhipGo to focus my stitching. So I have a medium board, a board of medium projects that are 24 different projects, and a board of large projects, which is 12. So each one has 2 spots. And then in the month they're called, I'll have 2 medium and 2 large projects, and they each will get half the month on a rotation. So Monday, Tuesday, I'm working on a medium project. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, my large project. And on the weekends, I'm working on Farewell to Anger, my Hade. So that's a quick recap. So I went a little ham. I had a good stitching night on Tuesday. And even at the point that I probably would have put this down and done a little knitting, I kept going because I want to finish this on Monday night when I pick it up again. Look at that. Look at that progress. So I did I think I did all these these leaves and this snowman and a bunch of the snowflakes, and I started down on the village. So I am really hoping that on Monday night I get another really good stitching night in and I just finish this off, because then on Tuesday I can go back and spend an evening on my New Year New Start hope song. But look how good it's looking. I love it. And I'm not going to do the words winter stitching at the bottom. I'm just going to leave it without the words, and it looks so good. This is on a 32 count Be Stitch Me Linen in Sleet, which was the December 2020 fabric. It looks so good. I'm really happy with it. So that would be excellent. So my goal is to finish that on Monday. That's what I'm hoping. That Monday night, that will be a finish. Oh, I have been working a little bit on my 25/7 project, Stars Bright by Lindy Stitches. And I'm still just working on that bird over there. And this is where I am. Looks kind of weird right now, but it's okay. He'll get there. These birds, it looks like a lot of progress when I'm working on the border, but these birds are a lot of stitching. And I think yesterday, on Thursdays, I go down to the studio in the evening for work. And so this got more like 25 stitches instead of 25 minutes yesterday. But there we go. Star's bright. Just working on that cute little burb. And then I picked up Wednesday and yesterday my second large Whipco call for the month, which is the Zimmerman coverlet, my sad go print out. And I am doing this, just as a reminder, I'm not doing this whole piece. My plan is a drum finish, and so I am stitching this like medallion without the hearts and stars, but just this section here for the top. And then I'm going to do this side as the border. So I'll do like 3 repeats of this and that medallion. And I'm working on the medallion section. And I was like chugging right along, very excited with the progress. When I picked it up on Wednesday, I had this done, these 2 flowers and this. So I've been working on this like main section in the middle. And last night I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to get this all done. And then maybe I'm thinking then tonight that I could fill it in. And then I got down here and realized I was one too close. Like it wasn't correct. And then I spent 10 minutes finding where I was off because it all looked right. And it took me a little while, and I kept like counting, this space, this space, this space, trying to figure out where I went off, hoping it was here. Nope, it is up here. So tonight, all of this has to come out. So it was like 11:15 last night when I realized I was off, and once I found the mistake, I put it down. So tonight I'm going to pull out all of this and then hopefully get it all restitched, but that's definitely set me back on how much progress this is going to get in this rotation, which is sad. But oh well, I normally am a frog. Like I don't frog, I'll fudge, but this, because there's more motif in the middle of it, it has to be right. Otherwise it's going to look really askew. So that's what's on the docket tonight. I probably should have frogged it last night, but I was just tired and irritated that I had made that mistake. Clearly at the very beginning of the stitching session evening. Oh well, what are you gonna do? And then the only other thing I've worked on the past couple of days is I've done a little knitting. I put down the sweater for the moment. Well, I kept going past my mistake. After I knew I had a mistake in it, I kept going to the end of the skein. So I did get to the end of the skein, and then I put it down. I've had some lovely suggestions. This is why I love this community, because there are people who are much more experienced knitters and cross stitchers than I am. So I've had a couple suggestions on how to fix it. Some people have said that I can ladder down. I'm nervous about that. I might try it. But then I also had an amazing suggestion to, which I looked at some YouTube videos, and I think I may try to duplicate stitch the pattern over the few rows where I missed it. And I think that might just work out great. So I'm going to try that. And then if it doesn't look right, then I'm going to frog it back. I'll just put in a lifeline and frog it back, because I don't trust myself to ladder down. I'm worried I'm going to make a mess of the whole thing. And because it is super bulky weight, it goes fairly quick. I would probably cry if it was that much on a fingering weight sweater, especially in my size. But since I had come to the end of the skein, I picked up, and while I was like kind of mulling over what I was going to do with that sweater, I picked up my anthology throw. again, because my goal is to do 2 of my mini skeins a month. So I started on the second mini skein. So you can see it's a fade. So you can see where I started the next mini, and then I'm probably about halfway through it. Isn't it so pretty? And then I will ball up the next 2 colors to work on it in February. And this is nice, easy knitting. Don't have to think too hard about it. I'm going to have to put a longer cable on here pretty soon, but for now it fits just fine. I love these colors. So good. And then it like moves pretty quickly into teal. I think like the next color is the more teal color. So we get kind of like 2 greens, and then it moves into teals and then blues, and I don't know which color it is, but I mean, look how pretty they are. So good. So that's what I've been doing knitting wise, is my anthology throw. And I don't know if I said this before, Helen Stewart marks in the pattern where these highlighted rows are where she switched mini skeins. And I decided that that would have left me with a few grams of the last one. So I've decided that I'm just going to use up every single bit of every mini, and it's going to mean it's bigger than how it's charted, but that's fine. I'll just do an extra round or 2 at the end, but I want to use up every single, I don't want to be left with a couple grams of each of these. I want to use up every single little bit of this squishy goodness. Okay. All right. I need to go do some work. I don't really want to. This was my last way I could possibly procrastinate. So I'm going to go do work. Hope everyone has a wonderful 24 hours of cross stitch marathon if you're participating. Let me know how it goes for you, or went for you. And I will see you probably Monday or Tuesday. Because I probably won't pop in over the weekend. Have a good one. Bye. Hey all. I'm back for another quick little check-in. It is Tuesday, the 24th. I think it's the 24th of January. And I wanted to show you things I've been working on, because it's getting to be a fair little bit of things. And yeah, let's just do a quick little update. There's not much life stuff happening. Just, it's January. It's very much January, and you can tell by my skin because it's not good. So this is the complexion of someone with seasonal affective disorder because skincare gets hard. But there's been fun stitching. So let's see. First things first, let's look at my 24/7, which I kind of neglected, I think, the past couple days. So I don't know how much progress there really is on it. I'm just working my way through that bird. It's been more like 25 stitches a day instead of 25 minutes. So here's where I am. I need to get moving again on this bird. I will today. Promise. So I think I've just added more of the front of the bird. So that's 25/7, and a little bit of conviction that I need to get back to 25 minutes and not 25 stitches on that, so we can get things done. And then last Friday I was showing you modern folk embroidery Zimmerman coverlet. So this was my second large project for WIPCO. It's getting to be the exciting time of the month. We're all anxiously awaiting next month's WIPCO numbers. And I had only worked on this one day when I showed you last Friday, and I had made a big mistake. So last Friday, I frogged out like this half side that I had done wrong. I put that back in, and then I got the top of the inside done. So stymied a little bit because the frog came to visit, but still so far pretty good progress. So all of this went in, part of it went in twice, but all of this went in last week. And so I'll pick this back up tomorrow evening for the last 3 days of its rotation for WIPGO. So love this so much. It's so pretty. And I saw that I think Ellen just posted her like FFO of what she did with the chart, which came out really cool. She pieced it together in kind of a long pillow pieces of the chart. It's really pretty, really pretty. Okay, and then over the weekend I picked up Farewell to Anger. As a reminder, this is what Farewell to Anger is going to look like when done in a decade. And I got some decent progress. I still didn't make like 525 stitches, which I'm beginning to think maybe is not a reasonable goal for the weekend, but we'll see. We did go out for date night on Saturday, so that did mean I had less stitching time than usual, but I've just been chugging along through this diagonal. Maybe this weekend, I don't know. That'd be a lot to get all the way to the end. But just working along. I love these little yellows popping out here. This is just really, it's just really fun to work on because it's just color. Just color. So there's my progress on Farewell to Anger. And then I picked Winter Stitching back up again yesterday, which was my second medium WIPGO call. Winter Stitching from the February 2021 Just Cross Stitch magazine. And it's Barbara Anna. And I was hoping to finish this last night, and it was a bit more stitching than I thought it was. I got really close, but then it was really my bedtime. So I'll show you where I am, and it's getting finished today. I actually have a Zoom stitching meetup this afternoon, like late afternoon, early evening. And I'm going to get this finished up, and then I'm going to be able to move to Hope Song for my evening stitching. So here I am. I know, like so close. That girl is just like a lot more stitches than I thought. So I have like a couple buildings and some trees, and I think one more snowflake, and that's it. But this is going to be finished today. The next time you see it, it will be a finish. There it is. Looks so good. Very exciting. And that'll be my first finish for the year. So, yeah, so that'll be good. And then we'll see what the new WIPGO numbers are. I'll have a couple days next Monday and Tuesday at the end of the month that, because except for February will really just be WIPGO stitching, because I'm doing rotations, like 2 weeks of a rotation. Other than February, there's more than 28 days, right? So next Monday and Tuesday will be kind of like open stitching days. And I think I'm going to work on my ink circles round robin those 2 days. So I did get a package in the mail from Acorns and Threads. This Sunday is acorn gathering. And I stupidly thought that I could take a day to decide if I wanted to drive down there or do the virtual event, and the in-person event filled up. Well, I thought I'll sleep on it and decide if I'm going to drive down there, and then I had regrets. So I'm going to be virtual for Acorn Gathering this Sunday. Wah, wah, but that's okay. We got a little welcome letter. There'll be some raffles, M&Ms, a 2023. I don't know why I have two. I'm thinking that maybe one's going on the chart. I don't know, but one is for our name tag, and then M&Ms. And this says no peeking. And look, I've had this for days and I haven't peeked yet. It says, but if you must, please refrain from posting on social media. Can we open it? Because I don't think I'm going to post this until after Sunday, this vlog. I'll think about it, but how cute is that bag? How cute are the birds? I really want to peek, but I also kind of want to be surprised day of. We're going to leave it for now. I'm going to behave myself for the moment. Okay, quick knitting update, and then I'm going to bounce. I'm trying to make these a little faster and quicker so it's not super long when it gets all put together. I was working on my anthology throw with my Fiber Fox Advent, and I finished, I finished the second mini. So there it is. Look how pretty. Look how beautiful. So I just kept going and going. As I mentioned before, I'm not really following the chart of when to switch colors because I want to use up as much yarn as possible. So I went until this is what I had left. Plenty to weave in at the beginning of the round. These little stitch markers came, there was a set of these pretty jeweled ones that came with the Advent. Really pretty. I broke a nail this morning. Isn't that sad? And then it pulled off my gel polish and I broke it, but really pretty. There were several colors, but I of course put the green one on. So yesterday I balled up the next two colors. So these will be the ones that I do in February. This is the next color. So you can see it's still green, but it has like greenish, but it has pulls in more of those teals. And then this is the next color after that, goes to the more teal blue. How pretty are these? So those are the next two colors. And then, oh, I dropped a ball. Since I've met my goal on that, I'm going to try to do 2 minis a month. So that way it'll be done by the end of the year. It's time to go back to a sweater. I needed to cake up more yarn. So I did. And I had several people suggest that I duplicate stitch where I had missed those slip stitches in the front rather than frog back. So I watched some videos, yay YouTube, on duplicate stitch, and look. It worked beautifully. It worked beautifully. I mean, if you know, you probably could tell, but otherwise, like, look at this. Duplicate stitch right on top. Ta-da! Rather than frogging it back. So thank you to everyone who suggested that. That was a quick, easy fix. And now I'm just going to keep going. I know it takes one ball, one skein of yarn to do the sleeve. So I think I'm just going to keep going with the body. As much as I kind of want to pick up this sleeve and put that other sleeve in, it will get to be even more to like twist around as I work on the body. So, but I feel like I'm not getting close necessarily, but I think I'm going to do a bit more. I should maybe try it on. Maybe I'll try it on and see where I'm at. I mean, no, I'm still up here. I need to put, I'm a big girl. I need some length. I don't do crop sweaters. I could if I wanted to. I just, also it's cold. If I'm wearing a sweater, it's because it's cold. I don't need my midriff showing, exposed to the cold. So I think I'm going to put at least one more skein of yarn onto the length before I split the hem. So that's where I'm going to go. So I put there's my progress marker up at the top. So next time I check in, we'll see how much more of the body I get done on this sweater. She's getting heavy. She's a warm, bulky weight sweater. So it'd be nice to finish her up so that I could wear it some in, February. I mean, it stays cold here. Let's face it. I can wear a bulky weight sweater through March. But I'd love to get it worn, get to wear it this season. So I'll get going on that. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me during my check-in. And it's Tuesday, so I'll check in again towards the end of the week and show you the finish on winter stitching and how much further I get on Zimmerman coverlet. And I will see you next time. Happy stitching. Hey all, I'm back. It is Friday, the 27th. I'm Two Martini Stitcher. We all know this. This is going to be towards the end of the vlog. Don't know why I said that. Okay, it's Friday, the 27th of January. And so the month's almost over. I have one more day on my WIPGO, and then all the WIPGO goals will be done. The calls have been made for next month. I'm very excited about the projects that have been called. Can't remember what they all are right now. We'll get to that later. I have today on a Friday showered, been out of the house and socializing in January. This is good news for me. We had our first post 5 p.m. sunset here since the beginning of November yesterday. It's really helping, although it's super gray out. It might as well be sunset. That's okay. That's okay. I will take every drop of light that I can get. I love living in the Pacific Northwest. I wouldn't live it anywhere else. My brain chemistry just, I love the Pacific Northwest. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? But I want to pop in, show you what I've worked on the past couple days. The socializing I did today, I went over to Threadneedle Street and I met up with Becca of Sambry Stitches, Robin of Lady Robins, and a couple other stitchy friends, a few other stitchy friends that I don't believe any of them have Flosstubes. But we met up and did a little shopping and then went to coffee. I did also stop at a yarn store. So I'm going to show you a little bit of haul, but for stitching. Okay. So when I updated on Tuesday, I was almost done with winter stitching. And I told you that I was going to jump on a Zoom stitching meetup and finish it. And I did. Here it is all done. She's all done. I love her. She looks so good. I've ordered a hoop to do a hoop finish. So hopefully, maybe I'll do some FFOing this weekend. What do we think? Maybe. The acorn gathering for Acorns and Threads is supposed to be on Sunday, and I didn't sign up. I think I covered this last time. I didn't sign up for the in-person quick enough, so maybe I'll just do some FFOing while that's going on and listen in on the chitter chatter and do some FFOing. That'd be fun. So there it is, winter stitching all done. First finish of the year, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited about that. She came out great. We'll see. I can't remember when that hoop's supposed to show up. So, all right, so that was that. And then I have been working on Stars Bright 24/7. And I finally finished that like kind of ivory chest part of the bird. And now I feel like it's moving a little faster, sort of. So I finished off all that ivory and now I'm coming in and doing the back side in darker color. So moving right along, the bird's coming together. And then I think it'll be like whoosh, all downhill. After the bird's done, it's going to be all downhill on this piece. It looks so good. I love it so much. So that's 24/7. Been working on that. And then on Tuesday, when I finished up winter stitching, I went back and did a little more work on my New Year New Start because I didn't get that great of a start on it. Hope Song by Heartstring Samplery. This was an exclusive with Homespun Needlework something on Facebook. And I got another couple. Oop, I have needles with threads. What did I do? Hold please while I pull all these needles out. I just left needles. It's fine. We're all fine here, but they got kind of caught up. Why don't I have a needle minder on this piece yet? I don't know. I'm going to go find one when we're done here. But I got another couple flowers done and got the centers in. So I took a look. My plan is to work on this the first of the month, of each month, and have it done by the end of the year. So I counted, I think there's 16 flowers. So I need to get a minimum of 2 flowers and done, and then like maybe some of the inside. So I did 3 flowers this month. So now I feel like I have a decent start on it. And then we'll probably see this next week because it'll be the first of the month. All right. So that was Hope Song by Heartstring Samplery. And then the last thing I worked on was Zimmerman Coverlet for the last bit of rotation on this. So I worked on this Wednesday and last night, and it'll get a little more work today. And then that will be its whip go call for this time around. It'll come out again later this year when it gets called again, because all my large pieces are my whip go board twice. But here is where I got to. I finished filling out the inside of this and started this motif over here along this side. So I'm working along there. Whew, this is just a lot. Just a lot of stitching. It's fun. But I do tend to make counting errors. I had to pull back one of these because I had done it incorrectly, but stitching this in Gloriana Rosewood, and it is just, that floss, that silk is just delicious. Delicious. I love it. I love it so much. So I'll work on this evening, and then that'll be it for WIPGO for January. Ta-da! So plans going forward. I'm going to work on, of course, Star Sprite a little each day. First like 25 minutes, half an hour, and then Farewell to Anger over the weekend. And then I have kind of 2 days before the start of the month, on Monday and Tuesday of next week, that I am going to work on ink circles after the roses for the first most magnificent ink circles round robin with Michelle Bendy Stitchy. So that's what I'm going to work on coming up. New WIPGO calls. I know my large pieces are Sing a Sampler and We Live in Hope. So excited for both of those. And the medium ones are Duke Clover, which I'm excited about. I don't know that 4 days will finish it, but I'm going to try real hard. I'm going to try real hard to get a finish on that. And so it's Duke Clover and Tree of Magic, which I'll be, 4 days won't finish that, but I'm excited to get it out and work on it a little bit. So those are the February, what we're going to be seeing in February. Those are the projects you're going to be seeing. All right, Threadneedle Street. Went over to Threadneedle Street to meet everybody. Did I need anything? No, I don't. But for some reason, Threadneedle Street to me is where I buy my Blackbird charts. It just is. She always has a great selection of Blackbird charts, and I knew that there were a couple that I wanted to potentially pick up, and I did end up getting 3 Blackbird booklets, and then I also, at the checkout, got totally sucked in by this little Mill Hill kit, because it's a martini with eyeballs. And it'll just be a cute little magnet. I have a magnet cabinet board in the kind of kitchen laundry room area, so I picked that up. When am I going to start that? I don't know, but that's kind of fun. That'd be a fun little just travel project, right? Mill Hill kit's great for that. All right, and then for Blackbird, I picked up What Remains. What Remains is Love. That's just really pretty. I just really like it. This is one of those ones that I kept thinking about getting, but I did, like, every time I wouldn't get it, so eventually you just get them. I picked up A Heart Remembers. I love this whole thing going on down here. Whole thing. I would probably just stitch it on one piece of fabric rather than 4 and seam them together, but I love that whole thing going on down there. There's some other, this like little wildflower one. There's some great projects in here. I'm not a fan of like the heart-shaped things. I don't know. I'm just not. They're pretty. I could probably finish some of them as a square, but they're really charted and meant to be hearts. So it's funny because I don't know that I'm into all the heart things. This is cute though. Home is Where My Heart Blooms. That's pretty. I really like that. I really like that a lot. So even though I'm not into the heart-shaped things, there's, that must have been the original. This is the reproduction. Home is Where My Heart Blooms. There's some great charts in here. Great charts. At first, I wasn't sure I wanted it because it had all these heart things. I'm like, all the heart things. But sometimes when you get the booklets and can really look at them, and then all of these, even just individually, these little smaller ones are really pretty. Like little keepsakes of spring. Like you could do them individual, but then all together they're really fantastic. Okay. And then this is one that I for sure wanted to get. I was so glad that she had it because I think that I'm going to start this and take it to retreats next year. It's going to be my retreat piece or lasting friendship. Oh. And then I think this will be just a fantastic one to have friends work on. So I'm going to get this all kitted up and get like a start on the border and the basket and stuff, and then up in this corner, and then have friends stitch on it at retreats. I mean, it'll take a long time to get done because it's not small. It is not small. Oh, this is so sweet. Look at this little shepherd's bush pincushion. There's a little pincushion chart in there too. How big is the main piece? I feel like it's, 201 by 225. Not small. But wow, that's pretty. May this be the token of our lasting friendship. Love it. So that was my purchases at Threadneedle Street. And then I did stop off at the yarn store. I have a project I want to cast on sometime this weekend, and I need size 6 needles, which I have size 6 needles, but I feel like every project, just a lot of the projects that I have going, call for size 6 needles, and I have an interchangeable set, so I'll unscrew them and put stoppers on and then move them to another project. But I thought I really wanted to try Chigu needles, the red lace. Chigu, is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. And so I thought I'm just going to go stop in and get a set of size 6. So I picked up size 6 needles and a cable. So I have a second size 6 needle set to, I'm going to cast on Cuddle Puddle Wrap by Darcy Does It. Very excited. It's an assigned pooling pattern, so I'm very excited to use a skein of, I think it's Fangirl Fibers Pumpkin Spice Life. So I'm gonna cast that on this weekend because I need another knitting whip for sure. But she just released the pattern. I had seen her post when she was working on it, and I thought I have exactly the right skein of yarn. It's one skein. It's a one skein wonder project, and I knew I had just the skein in my stash. So we're going to try out new needles, and I will be back maybe Monday or Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday, the end of the month. How about that? We'll do the end of the month, and hope everyone has a wonderful weekend and gets lots of stitching in. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey all, it is March 1st. No, it's not March 1st. It's February 1st. I have been trying to skip a month for like the past couple days. This is not the first time that I said it was going to be March. February. It is February 1st. So that's a wrap on January. January's over. So I figured I would come and show you what I worked on over the weekend and those last few kind of like extra days in March, and then I'd get this all put together and uploaded as kind of an end of January recap, and then we're going to roll into some new fun WIPGO pieces. And January, because my plan is to give each WIPGO call, like each medium and large one, a 2-week rotation. With February, it's 28 days, so that's it. There's not going to be any really extra stitching, I don't think, not that I'm planning, in February. So it's going to be, I think, just WIPGO pieces. And I'm hoping for potentially 2 finishes this month. We'll see, hopefully. All right. So I stopped in and saw you on Friday after I went to Threadneedle Street, and then I got slightly distracted with a knitting project. So I didn't work on Zimmerman coverlet anymore Friday because I distracted myself. When I went to Threadneedle Street, I had picked up a new pair of needles because I needed them to cast on a new project with this amazing yarn. This is from Fangirl Fibers. I think it was called Pumpkin Spice Life. And I've been interested. I watched, she's Darcy Does It. Darcy Does It? Darcy Does Stuff? I think it's Darcy Does Stuff on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram name below. I watched her knit up this little wrap, and then she released the pattern, and so I've been wanting to try it out. So I cast it on, and it's a slightly addictive knit. So I'm going to show you knitting first because that kind of stole my attention a little bit on Friday. Look at this. Isn't this so cool? So the way it works is this pattern, it's called the Cuddle Puddle Wrap. You can, if you search that hashtag on Instagram, you'll find her. It's called the Cuddle Puddle Wrap, and it's meant for assigned pooling yarn. So this, I think that what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the dark parts as like the main color, and then the white ivory as the assigned pooling areas. And I think she calls in the pattern for yarn that has like 20% contrast color for assigned pooling. And I think this is a little bit more. She shows like a skein unwrapped and like the measurement of how many inches it could be. So my little drops here, like little wave stitching, is a little bigger than you see on her her samples, but I think it's working. I think it's working, and I'm going with it anyway. I just think this is so fun. So essentially, it's garter stitch. You knit back and forth, and then when you hit the contrast yarn, you make these little wave patterns. Doesn't it look so cool? This is really addictive knitting, but I have to put it down now and pick up the anthology throw to get my 2 February colors in. But this is really fun, perfect. Like there's just almost nothing. You memorize this pattern so fast, and it's the beauty of hand-dyed yarn. Isn't that fantastic? And I'm pretty sure that Becca already has designs to steal this, because as I was working on it, she said, "Where do you keep the things that you finish and wear?" And I told her where I keep them, in a bin in kind of our laundry room, mud room, where I keep all my cowls and shawls and stuff that I've made. I said, "Why?" And she goes, "Oh, because I'm going to want to wear that." So I think she already has designs to steal it. All right, so that was knitting update. Stitching, I did work on Farewell to Anger over the weekend, and I'll show you my progress on that. Whoop. Here we go. I really thought that I might totally finish out this diagonal, but it always takes a lot longer than I think it's going to once I get to this point that all of the park threads are in, and I'm just putting in all the extra threads. But I did about 500 stitches this weekend, so that was good. Overall for the month, I think I got like 1,500, so that wasn't great. Hopefully I'll have a better February. But there's Farewell to Anger. So that was over the weekend. And I've also been working on Stars Bright for my 25/7, and I'm making good progress on this. I am hoping I'm hopeful that this could maybe potentially be a finish this month. We'll see. We'll see. That would be amazing if I finish it up this month. Here I am. So that little bird is almost totally done. I didn't have, there's a darker color espresso bean that's in here and is the tail that for some reason wasn't with this project, but I just went and got it and put it with this project. So I'll fill in, I'll finish the bird tonight. I have a little bit more of this branch, and then that's it for this page. So I got this branch in, I finished off like almost all the bird except for that one color, did this star, and then I'll just have this bottom page to do, which is the border and then words. And there's like one hanging little flower and then just the very tail of this branch, but it's much less dense than this whole bird. So I think that last page should go pretty quick. So there we go. And I've decided I want to chart in our wedding date right here. So I need to do that as well. But it's so good. Look how good it looks. It looks amazing. I love it so much. I love it so much. So that was good progress on that. And then with these extra couple days, I worked a little bit on two projects. The first one I worked on was my New Year, New Start Hope Song, because February is so packed and I wanted to get to Whip Go projects right away today. I went ahead and kind of worked a little bit ahead on this. So I kind of have my February section done. And I said I was going to get a needle minder and I didn't. And I still have all this. But here we go. This is what I got done here. I did these two flowers and then almost all of my heart. I need the T. So there we go. That's the February section. And this is so fun to stitch. Those little flowers are really fun to do. And I think this project's just going to fly. I think I'll probably get this done maybe before December. We'll see. We shall see. But so I got that done. I feel good that I have like my February section of that finished. And then I picked up After the Roses because I am using this for the first most magnificent Ink Circles Round Robin with Michelle Bendy Stitchy's Ink Circles Round Robin. So there's what it looks like. So I started in the upper left, so I need to do this quarter of it by the end of March, and then we'll all ship and the round robin will go around. So that's what it looks like. And I got good progress on this. I got good progress on this. So I should have no problem getting this done and shipped out by March 31st. Here we go. Look how good it is. I did have something. I did start this last year. This was a start for me last year. And I had this in, I think these, and then just the tops. So I put in this whole branch, these stems, and all of this in the past 2 days. So there's this middle part, and then there's like the half that comes in here. So because this is the bottom of my section, that leaf, there's a little bit of stem that runs here, a little bit of stem that runs here, and some things coming off of it, and the center part. But that's about, I mean, I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape for this round robin. So hopefully as we go around, I stay in good shape. Sun's going down. Can you tell it's getting darker behind me? Okay, so that's everything that I worked on. Now it is February 1st, and I work on my large pieces Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays of the week. So my first large piece this is number 7, is Sing a Sampler. So I figured I'd show you my starting point because I'm going to work on this tonight. And this is on 32 count vintage smoky white linen with the Jan Hicks inspired color conversion. And this is where I am. I'm working in me. Do, re, mi, fa. And then I'll go sol, la, ti, do. So I love this piece so much, and it's so fun to stitch every time I pick it up. So there is where I am starting on Sing a Sampler. All right, I think that's it. I hope everyone had a wonderful January. I will say the year not off to a horrible start, and I feel like January flew by a little bit. So shortest month of the year, here we go. Hope it's another good stitching month, and I knock some more Whip Go goals out of the park and maybe some finishes. We'll see. I will get this all put together and up on the channel, and I will see you next time. I'll be back for another update. I'll start doing more vlogs maybe on Monday. Another set, and I am kind of liking splitting the month in two, so doing like a mid-month check and a end of month, put them all together and upload them. So I will be back. Let me know how you think that these are working and if the format's okay for you. It's way less stressful for me to just pull stuff out, show you real quick, and move on with the day. So hope you're enjoying it as well, and I'll see you next month. Bye.